The Celtics win big as OKC was without SGA yesterday. They win by 35. They get a combined 74 points from Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Kristaps Porzingis, who goes off for 27, 135-100 as Boston clinches the NBA's best record, make that 60 wins so far this year.
Back-to-back road games in the NBA, one against Philadelphia, which Embiid came back and the Thunder took a loss, then the back-to-back there with the Celtics where they got absolutely hammered. And we always talk about how hard it is to travel on a back-to-back, and sometimes you lose those legs in the second half. How about the fourth quarter? Celtics 42, Thunder 17. Blowout victory there for the Celtics, clinching, and now will find themselves just hanging around for the final week and a half of the season.
Yeah, certainly will. Boston covers as a 12-point home favorite. They are 33-3 straight up inside TD Garden this year. That home floor advantage in the NBA playoffs, that could be critical. The Phoenix Suns battling for position in the Western Conference, trying to stay out of the play-in tournament, be one of those top 6 seeds. Well, yesterday's victory for Phoenix at home against Cleveland will help in that. 122-101, the victory for Phoenix yesterday at home. Devin Booker, after going for 52 on Monday night against the Pels, goes for 40 last night, and KD pours in 32 more. The Suns win by 21 at home.
Yeah, the big three did play last night, but Bradley Beal, 32 minutes, only 3 of 9 from the floor, 7 points. But you don't need that, as you said, Ben, when you have a guy like Booker dropping 40 points, fresh off a 52-point effort, and then Kevin Durant getting involved, 13 of 23 for 32 points. This team has me wanting to start to buy into rallying in the valley.
It is a very good thing to be playing your best basketball at this best time. The Milwaukee Bucks maybe not doing that, DRS, after a night where they were upset by the Washington Wizards, losing outright by a couple of points as a 13-point favorite. They do the same thing last night against the Memphis Grizzlies. They lose by double digits as a double-digit favorite, laying 12.5. Second straight confusing upset loss for Milwaukee.
Yeah, how about this? Doc Rivers improves to, should we say, 15-15 on the season since taking over Milwaukee, who had one of the best records in the NBA. I understand that they're injured. Key guys were out of the lineup. We have one team that's playing for playoff positioning, like the Milwaukee Bucks, and one team just dead out of it in the Grizzlies. And a back-to-back losses did bad franchises here in the NBA for the Bucks. Yeah. Sound the alarm, baby. Something ain't right up there in Milwaukee.
Listen, Giannis was still there, but on the other side, Jaren Jackson Jr., 35 points for Memphis. And G.G. Jackson continues to delight in his rookie season, 15 points, 12 boards as well. The Bucks have now dropped 4 of their last 5 games. How about this one, albeit in a losing effort for Detroit last night against the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks playing a lot better basketball. Atlanta wins by 8, 121-113. But Malachi Flynn, off the bench for Detroit, scores 50 points, a 50-piece for a bench player. Just the third time, DRS, in NBA history, a player has not started a game, come off the bench, and still drop 50.
Yeah, the crazy part about it is, okay, it's a 50-point game in the NBA, which is very hard to get even for superstars, but it's not like a guy was averaging 31 points a game off of the bench and he finally got the 50. Guy was averaging like 5 points a game here and then drops 50 points out of nowhere. It's just a wild story for Detroit, something nobody saw coming there for sure.
Nobody saw it coming, but Atlanta, meanwhile, DRS, I've been very critical of this team not winning basketball games, has won 6 of their last 7, and they have gone over in a ton as well. Atlanta and Chicago firmly into the play-in tournament spots in the 9-10 in the Eastern Conference, but we'll see who ends up with home floor advantage. Yesterday in Major League Baseball, after a very sluggish start to this year, the Houston Astros are starting to find their footing. They, of course, were swept in a 4-game set by the Yankees to start off the year. They won their first game against the Jays. They dropped their second. A big victory yesterday at home, 8-zip over Toronto in H-Town. Yordan Alvarez goes deep twice, as speaking of 2, it's the second win for the Astros this year.
Yeah, 15 hits for the Astros. They really came to play yesterday, but also the bigger question mark is, what's up with the Blue Jays? No hit, 1 hit, and didn't score 2 runs until the 9th inning off of Josh Hader. So theoretically, they probably shouldn't even have scored a single run in this series, which is wild to see that out. I don't know where the Blue Jays are going from here, but that's a tail kicking down in Houston.
Yeah, it certainly was. Quickly to the ice we go. It's the home stretch in the NBA regular season. Same thing in the National Hockey League. And what a battle it was in the Tri-State yesterday inside Madison Square Garden. The Blue Shirts win very late in a thriller. The Rangers victorious 4-3 over the Devils. But you could tell it's a little bit of a rivalry. 8 players ejected in the final 2 seconds of the game.
It was fantastic to watch it up. By the way, the players that got ejected to start the game off yesterday, a nice little Donnybrook of a 5-on-5. That's old-time hockey. This is what we love about hockey here. 2 Northeastern teams, the Rangers and Devils, hate each other. Love to see it yesterday. Old-time hockey is back.
Listen, as soon as that puck was dropped, there was an all-out brawl. All 10 players on the ice, the 5 for the Devils, the 5 for the Rangers, scrapping like it was Donnie Rightside out in the schoolyard back in his earlier days. And big news yesterday in women's college basketball, now to the new era in the WNBA. A superstar in Angel Reese has declared for the WNBA draft she is going to be a top 3 pick this upcoming draft.
Yeah, no surprise there. It would have been interesting if she did come back to college basketball to play that villain role for one more year. We would have loved to have seen it, but off to greener pastures there. A professional she is now.
A national champion in her career, she ends with 79 consecutive double-doubles. We'll go to big NFL news up next.